guys, it's Annie. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, then to catch you up, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I had very low AMH and premature ovarian aging. My husband and I were trying naturally to conceive for over a year and then found out that we had fertility issues and we started IVF. We actually went through 4 IVF cycles until we were finally successful. So right now, as I'm recording this video, I'm currently 23 weeks, so I'm in my second trimester right now, and I haven't really uploaded anything for a while, but I've actually been getting asked quite a lot what I did differently this time around for the 4th IVF cycle. So I thought that might be worth putting together a video for, and I actually listed down all the things that we did differently in our 4th cycle here on my phone, just so I don't miss anything. Hey guys, I'm just editing this video right now, and I did want to add a disclaimer before the video starts, because everything that I say in this video is just based on my personal experiences, but it doesn't mean that I'm giving you medical advice and this is what you should be doing as well. Please consult a medical professional. My body and my condition is different from yours, and it would be better to consult a professional before you make any changes to what you're currently doing. So the first thing that I have here is that I took a day off work for my procedures. So as much as the doctors and nurses would recommend that I should take a day off work when I had my egg retrieval and embryo transfer, I thought that I would be a hero, and because I work from my laptop anyway, I would just have those procedures early in the morning and then hop online at 9 AM to like 5-6 PM working away just to get my mind off things. And for the 4th IVF cycle, I decided that I actually did need a mental break, and I took days off on the days that I had those procedures. So the day of the egg retrieval is kind of uncomfortable, so you're not really moving around much after that. You do kind of need to rest. Staying positive, waiting for the scientist to call me tomorrow. In the meantime, I just need to rest. The stomach cramps are really bad this time, like really bad. So I'm just going to lie down for a little while. And then the day of the embryo transfer, I just really wanted to do something that made me happy. So Will and I went to our favorite restaurant, and we had a really good like date night. Whether or not it directly contributed to the positive result, I don't know, but just do it because you deserve it. IVF is just a lot to deal with. The next thing that was different was just the change in my medication. And of course, this is case by case basis, so I'm not telling you to go to your fertility doctor and say, hey, I need to change my medication now. Of course, they would know what is most suitable for you and your condition. But my doctor specifically really wanted me to have more Pergoveris because I was quite deficient in LH. So we did have a change in medication for the 4th cycle compared to the 3rd.
And also that I probably will change your medication this time a little bit, just getting different FSH that which got the luteinizing hormone for you. You know that we have to give you injection of Ovidrel in between.
Yeah.
So the other medication that will just contain both of those components inside.
Okay.
And I just hope to see how you respond.
I also get asked quite often if I changed anything in terms of like my diet and exercise. Between like the last few IVF cycles, I don't think I really changed much. The biggest change that I did in terms of like diet and exercise would have been right before I started IVF. So before IVF, I was doing some really like high intensity workouts at the gym. I was doing boxing like one-on-one with a personal trainer, and yeah, I was just going to the gym every single day of the week doing really intense things. In terms of my diet, I had always been eating quite healthy. I mean, I was vegetarian for like more than 5 years, and majority of my diet is getting a lot of nutrients from fruits, vegetables, and plant-based proteins. So I felt like my diet and exercise was quite good. And then when I started my first IVF cycle, I was told that the high intensity workouts would not be ideal for IVF. The way that my doctor explained things in layman's terms, I don't know what the correct medical terms are, but I gave him a rundown of the different types of exercises that I would do at the gym, and he just told me that I just need to take it easy and choose some low intensity workouts, because as I'm doing things like lifting heavy weights and doing those high interval training workouts, my ovaries are already stimulated from the IVF medication, and they are at risk of being hyperstimulated and twisting and turning as I'm doing those intense workouts. So I just kind of had to switch my workouts to things that were less intense. I was doing yoga, but there's also some certain yoga poses that I shouldn't be doing. So it was kind of really hard to adjust between lifestyle before IVF and then switching to a less intense lifestyle when I started IVF. But in terms of my diet, I didn't really need to change that much. However, as I started IVF, the doctor recognized I needed to increase the dosage of my medication, and sometimes my medication would be relative to my weight, so he couldn't really prescribe me more medication even though the dosage was something that I needed, because it didn't really match my weight. So I did have to gain some weight, but healthily and incrementally, and over time he was able to increase my medication because of that as well. So the next thing that we did differently for this IVF cycle was ICSI insemination. Previously, for our first IVF cycle, I think we had half of the eggs retrieved inseminated via IVF, whereas for ICSI there's more of a process where the scientists will get the sperm and inseminate it into the egg. So because we did half-half, the doctor really wanted to do that to see if ICSI was more effective than IVF, and in the end we kind of had similar results for both. So in Australia here, ICSI is actually an added cost. It's an out-of-pocket cost that we had to pay for our IVF cycle. So in the second IVF cycle, the doctor said, look, it yielded similar results, so for the second IVF cycle, let's just do IVF instead of ICSI insemination. Yeah, unfortunately the results for the second IVF cycle weren't that good from memory. So then for the third and fourth, we just made sure that we just paid the extra for the ICSI insemination.
I think that ICSI may give you slightly better chances for the egg and sperm to come together more reliably.
The other thing that I did differently was that I did have a little bit of a break between the third and the fourth IVF cycle. So cycles number 1, 2, and 3 were back to back, they were one after the other. But then after cycle number 3, I had to have a surgery. So I had a surgery for my endometriosis, and that's when they found cysts in my left ovaries, and that was removed. After that surgery was over, I had 1 month to try and conceive naturally, and unfortunately that didn't work either. So then we went back to IVF. But during that time, we actually had a little bit of a break from IVF, so I don't know whether or not that really helped, but yeah, that is what we did differently. Next thing that I did differently was acupuncture. So I started acupuncture like midway through the third IVF cycle, but because I was already midway, it wasn't really that consistent. Now the acupuncturist that I saw does specialize in IVF acupuncture, and it's really important when you're selecting an acupuncturist that they're also located right near where you're having your procedures. So when you're having your embryo transfer, for example, you'll need to have acupuncture right before and after that procedure, so you kind of want them to be in close proximity. So when I started acupuncture through my third IVF cycle, I was doing acupuncture and also cupping as well. And then when I had my surgery for the endometriosis, during that time, because I was having a break from IVF, I was taking herbal medication that the acupuncturist gave me as well. You're not meant to mix the herbal medication during IVF because it can affect your medication, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to meddle around. But I did take some herbal medication during that month where I had the surgery, and then during the month where we were trying naturally. After that was over, I went back to acupuncture and cupping when I started the fourth IVF cycle, and I went very consistently. I saw him at least like once a week, sometimes twice a week. The intervals will be different for everyone. I think your acupuncturist will explain to you how often you need to go. And because I was doing acupuncture consistently, it kind of gave me a routine, and it also got me out of the house, because sometimes I would just be on my laptop working all day and not even step outside. So that was something that we did differently. Whether or not it directly contributed to a positive IVF result, I don't know, but like I said, at that stage you kind of try everything. And the reason why I did start acupuncture was because so many of you recommended it to me. So when I started opening up about IVF, a lot of people told me you really should try acupuncture, it might help you with your IVF process. So because of that recommendation, I looked into it. I found someone with really good reviews, and luckily he was near my IVF clinic as well. So that's something that you can definitely look into. So that's a basic rundown of the things things that I did differently for my 4th IVF cycle, which ended up in a successful pregnancy, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm just so beyond the moon happy and still in disbelief that we're expecting a baby later this year. I'm currently sitting in our nursery and things are all over the place because we haven't been able to put things together yet, but I'm definitely in the nesting phase right now, getting ready for the baby, and I'm super excited. I know that I'm feeling very lucky now, but I didn't really feel that way at all through IVF. It just felt like it was something that was never ending, and I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel for a while there. So if you're watching this and you're still trying, just hold on to that hope, and I really hope that everything is just waiting for you around the corner and you're doing everything that you can to meet your baby earth side. So just keep going at it, it'll be worth it in the end, and I send you all my luck and love and hope to see you on the other side as well.